you do a lot of consulting, and if you were to give advice to a biopharma manufacturer on how to organize or set up their operational centers to maximize real-world evidence availability, application, and impact, what advice would you give to them?
Well, advice I've already given, but has not been widely taken up, I would say.
Here's your chance to say it all again, Mark.
Is that they first have to stop thinking about them as pharmaceutical manufacturers. They are not in the business of developing new drugs. They are in the business of knowledge management and knowledge dissemination. And only when they start to think about that, and that goes back all the way to the basic science, all the way through everything that's happening in the real world, are they going to realize that their biggest investment is going to have to be in information and data, and people who can help them analyze and interpret information and data. And when they do that, then they'll start realizing that that is critical to their long-term success, and they'll make the kind of investments in people, infrastructure, and data sources that they should be making. Right now, it's still viewed as the cost center. They're doing some of it. Some companies have made a big bet, like Roche did when it bought Flatiron. But most of the companies would say they overpaid for Flatiron, and remains to be seen that they're going to get their return on investment for that amount of money, because the C-suite always is asking for a return on investment. So you're telling me I have to spend X million dollars on data sets, and I have to hire X hundred number of data analysts, and that's going to give me a payback now? The answer is it'll give them a payback over the long term. It may not give them a payback over the next 18 months to 2 years.
So are you suggesting that there be less expenditure in research and development and more expenditure in knowledge management and analysis of data?
I don't think it's less. I think that's all part of R&D. So I think it's expanding the R&D investment. The question is, then you're going to have to make choices. Am I going to expand the overall R&D budget and take away from marketing and administration and sales? Or am I going to take some of it out of other parts of the R&D budget? Those are really, really hard questions. I'm not sure that, even though I spent 25 plus years in the industry, that I know what the right answer is in order to maximize the long-term profitability of a company. I do know that the companies that are going to put more investment into knowledge management are going to be the ones who are going to be more likely still be around in 15 years. And the ones who don't are likely going to be forgotten in history.